Hi everyone, karibuni tena. I'm Atieno Lang for those who don't know me, and known as Atieno Voice of Africa. Now it's a while, I've been on the road, on a mountain, and today I just want to say thank you to our women. International Women's Day found me on the mountain. I couldn't do much there, but today I'm still paying tribute to our women. I being one of the women that makes the women in the world. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Our mothers, thank you. Our grandmothers, thank you. You play a big role in our life, and we do appreciate you. Sometimes it looks like the world has forgotten about you. Sometimes it looks like you take all the time and, none for yourself. Please take time for yourself. Take time for yourself the way you feel it should be. If you feel taking time for yourself is actually taking a moment and meditating, maybe working out, maybe just taking yourself on a shopping, or daughters, sons, taking your mothers for shopping, your grandparents, you know, something like that. Thank you. Now, I have a story actually to tell you today. And today I have no cameraman, so I'm trying to fit myself well. Yes, here I am. Okay, I had this story and I wanted to share it with you. Once there was a president of Israel, and the president of Israel was a woman, not just any woman, but an elderly woman. And war was supposed to happen between Israel and Palestine. Palestine were attacking Israel for whatever the reason. Actually, it's a book. I have to find out the name of the book. I'll put the link below. Um, and now the president, who was a woman or a female, elderly female woman, wanted help. Russia could not help because Russia had interest with Palestine, and she tried to approach the English, and they wanted to stay neutral, and it went on and on. But America was the big power, and America didn't want anything to do with it. Did not want to fuel and start a big war and something like that. Now, I think the president sat down and told herself, how can I take care of this? And she remembered one thing: she is a woman. Now, this is something I always tell women. We are, the way we are taught, we are in a man's world, and they tell us, think like a man. No, don't think like a man. Why are you thinking like a man? You are not a man, you are a woman. I mean, what do you know about being a man that you want to think like a man? The battles that a woman will win in life is whereby you think like a woman. Because as women, we are we are made to be natures. We nurture things. We know how to be a woman, and that is how we win our battles. Now, the lady made a meal, and a meal like a cuisine for those days, like a grandmother's cuisine. When you go to visit your grandma, you're not going to be eating chips, you won't be eating burgers, you won't be eating, I don't know what. They have a way they make their food depending on a culture and a background where they are from or where you are from. And sometimes you have forgotten so much about that. Like if you're a Luo and you go to visit your grandma, those, the ones wako nyumbani kule, definitely we are going to get Momalen will be there. We're going to get chak mopuogi, mala, some people call it, but then when you put it on the pot and it is done so well, there must be rabon in Luo, that sweet potato, somewhere must be there. There is this njugu, njugu that has been fried, but then mashed and cooked. Yes, yes. And even the way they make their fish is different. It's not the way we do it. And there's something just beautifully exotic, loving and motherly and, come on. You know what I'm talking about now. So, what she did is she made meal. She made people prepare it her way, the granny way. She invited the Navy, the US Navy, for dinner, and then she dressed up as our grandmothers dressed up. Forget our mama nowadays who are busy twerking it. No, she dressed up like the way our grandmothers dress up, very respectfully and very, very homely and loving. And she set the table, and they were sitting down with all the troop and the majors, name them, the men who are out there doing their stuff. And when they were having a meal, she was there telling story, telling the story the way our grandmas used to do, and they were eating, and then she asked them, anybody wants to add? Are you okay? Are you satisfied? Please, let's have some milk, some whipped whatever. And then maybe they were so happy. And then after this, she didn't talk about the war. She didn't talk about, I need your help, I need weapons, because she needed weapons. She needed weapons, because that is how you can defeat when you have a war. Without weapons, child. Now, she told them after the meal, it was so wonderful having you on my table and having this experience. It doesn't matter what happens right now. I have joy in my heart. Even if this is the last time I get to see you, or we get to see you and my home, but we thank God that we had this day. Okay, the Navy left. As they went, and on their way, they sat down, they thought about it, and guess what? The following day, she had all the weapons she needed for the war, and she won the war. You see? So being a woman is just not as powerless as people think. Being a woman is using your womanness in life, in thinking. For those who are in offices and you're battling always all the time, you're like, oh, I have men in my office and they're so difficult. Try to solve those problems as a woman. Don't go thinking like them. You are not them. No, you're not. We are created differently. I can tell you that when you look at the history that has been shaped, it has been shaped actually by women, looking as they are, back of the history, but actually front of it all. Look at your history very well. Let's start with Adam and Eve. Many people don't like this subject, they twist it, but let's see this. We have the serpent who is to be cunning. But then remember, the serpent was talking to Eve, not to Adam. It was to Eve. And I'm sure the serpent was all cunning and, was like, hi girl, how you doing there? Eh? Have you tasted that apple just in the middle over there, And Eve must have been like, don't be telling me to do things that God told me not to do. God said we should never ever touch that. And the serpent was cunning, as they say. We should be as cunning as the serpent, And the serpent said, you don't know it, girl. Let me tell you. You're going to be really intelligent. You're going to be wise. You're going to have wisdom. You're going to know the art, the world. You know what? God doesn't want you to know all these nice things. Like really? Just a little. Anyway, she gets convinced, and after being convinced, she goes pick it, and I'm sure it was sweet also. Yeah, sweet. Somebody once told me that Why am I saying all this? Someone once told me that sin is sweet. I don't know what's sweet about sin, but this is actually people who like to do things that they're not supposed to be doing. Meaning they're breaking law, vows, name it. They say like it has something in it. Now, it was Eve's duty to convince Adam. And I don't think Eve was trying to be a man while trying to convince Adam. I think Eve was just being Eve, the giver of life, right? The woman, and managed to convince the husband and to say, you know what, darling, you need to try it. There's so much wisdom in it, and it has knowledge, and you could use some knowledge. I know you. I've been watching you. I see you every morning. I wake up near you, and I'm like, pumpkin. If you could have more wisdom, we would be like really far. And I'm sure that Adam was like, hey, yes, that is true. Yeah, and there we were, and here we are. Thanks to them. Thank you, Eve. Thank you. You know. So anyway, again, I'm dedicating today to all the women in the world. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for taking your time. Thank you, even when it is tough, for holding on to everything. And we must say that as much as challenging life can be, when a mother is there, children never seem to see it that hard, as opposed to when the mother is not there. When the grandmother is there, we say thank you. Again, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel. Put a comment. Yeah, you can always engage. I mean, I always check everything. My Instagram is @tieno.olang, @tieno.olang. You can reach me there. Until another time, I'm Tieno Olang, or Tieno Voice of Africa, your girl. Thank you so much. And this flower is for you women.